In July, ring 3, Hamza Shiraz, Edgar Berlanga, Shakur Stevenson, Williams Zepeda. Break down that card a little.
Listen, I think that main event, well, there's two main events, right? You have Zepeda and Shakur, and then you have what's billed as the last fight on the card in Hamza and Edgar Berlanga. I think that fight is so interesting because both guys are heavy in their hands. I mean, I stand next to Hamza Shiraz, and he's as big as I am, and I'm 211 pounds. I don't know how he ever made 154, how he made 160, how he makes 168. I'm like, bro, give me some diet tips. But then Edgar Berlanga, man, it's in his backyard. He has a lot to really prove here, and he talks about getting back to Canelo, and we just saw what happened to Caleb Plant if you kind of look over and see what's next, so he can't do that. And then for Shakur and Williams Zepeda, honestly, man, I think that Shakur is going to put on a show here. I really do. I know Williams Zepeda is heavy volume. I know he's coming to fight. I know he's got some damage in his hands too. He can pop, but I think this is the fight where Shakur reminds people of that, couple of years ago place he was in when he was looked at as the next great boxer to come out of the United States and to carry the flag. I think he reminds people. I think he gets it done. And in the main event, I would have said Hamza and I would have been super confident with it, but the Carlos Adames fight gave me a little bit of pause because I need to see more. I need to see more volume. I need to take a little bit more risk, especially in these moments where you're on a massive card, right? You're going to be in Louis Armstrong Stadium, one of the first events in New York, in a tennis stadium. Super cool. So I don't know, man. I think I might go Edgar Berlanga here, I think.
You just mentioned Gervonta Davis. His rematch is being highly rumored for later this summer against Lamont Roach. Yeah. What did you make of the first fight? The knee, the situation. What do you make of the rematch?
I mean, it just looks like for Tank that there's just a lack of concern for boxing anymore, right? And he's talked about it. He's talked about retirement. He's talked about not having his heart in the game, not wanting to be a killer anymore. He's got kids now, and just there's a different thing that happens to fighters when they finally get out of that mode, when they finally remove themselves from being that killer, from being that person that wants to go and prove to themselves, to their fans, that they are the best every single time out. And once that goes, I don't know if it comes back. And, I shouldn't just say it was Gervonta this, Gervonta that. Lamont Roach knows Gervonta Davis. Ever since they were yay high. I mean, they're still kind of down there, but ever since they were kids, they've known each other. They've sparred and fought each other as amateurs, and Lamont has his number, at least so far. Every shot that landed with purpose in that fight was from Lamont Roach, right? It wasn't just that Tank wasn't in it or he didn't have moments. It was that Lamont Roach was pushing him in different ways than the fighters did. He didn't just back up and let Tank come to him. He didn't just try to run Tank over. He was right in that middle, boxing and throwing some counter shots that were landing. So this second time around, I mean, listen, we're going to have to see the Tank of old. We have to see him, I think, one of the worst things, but also kind of his best weapon is that he doesn't punch a lot. I think that output needs to come up. But at the same time, Lamont may catch counter and finish the show. Who knows? But we better see a different Tank this time around or he may lose this one.
We have a date but no location for Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez, September 13th. Talk me through that. Talk me through, Crawford jumping up in weight, yeah. Canelo maybe not looking so good last time out. Just talk me through the fight and what your thoughts on it.
I have a hard time not letting myself get caught up in recency bias. I think like everybody else, where you look at Canelo and you're like, he's done. He's over the hill. It's over with. He can't move. He can't punch. I think realistically, there's a lot more left in that tank than maybe we saw in the Williams Skull fight. I mean, we talk about it with guys that are back foot fighters, that old Cuban style where you're going to be super defensive. It's kind of hard to look good against, right? Devin Haney, kind of hard to look good against. But Canelo got the job done. What I will say, though, is this weight discrepancy thing, I'm calling, excuse my language, bullshit on it because I've been next to both. I've interviewed both. Canelo looks like you. He's about your height, right? And he's he's a little bit thicker, but Terence Crawford's not a small guy in comparison. When I interviewed Terence a couple of weeks ago, and a shameless plug on the weight concept, he was a lot bigger than I thought he was, a lot taller, and he's filling out to that weight. So I don't think the weight is going to be an issue necessarily. I think it's more just genuinely how much does Canelo have left, right? As a guy that over the last 5 years has become almost exclusively a power puncher that's cut down on his volume, that's foregone a lot of his head movement and defense to really just be in front of guys and pound and try to land big knockout shots. Terence Crawford's going to be there. He's going to be fighting in that intermediate range, and he's going to switch stances on you, and he's going to have volume. So right now, honestly, again, I said the whole thing, I started with recency bias, but I'm leaning Terence Crawford.